Was it always just pictures for you?
No, it was always just art, like from like clothing. I have an art brand, which I don't consider it clothes, I consider it art. Because that's like, you put it on your body and then you're the actual masterpiece, but the clothing is the art that you're wearing. So I do fashion, I have an art fashion brand, then the photography. And I love music. So
how long you been doing photography?
2019.
2019?
Yeah.
So you've been cooking this like real soon, like just hit the ground running.
It's just, I just got the eye for it, you know?
Explain the eye for me, for the people that don't know what the eye is like. When you're taking pictures, what is the thing that you look for that captures a beautiful picture?
I really love to take off-guard images where, you know, the person isn't necessarily looking at the camera, but more so in the action of doing whatever they're doing, whether like it's a handshake or a hug or just like a conversation like how we're having right now. You know, you got to catch it from that right angle. So, you know, you post that picture wherever you post it and it's like business is being told. Right. You know, you can pretty much add anything positive to that image. Okay. So the angle as well as the off guard, it has to be off guard. Those are the best images.
So when it comes to like camera, your equipment, what's your go-to camera that you use?
Right now, which is my first camera, I haven't gotten another one yet, but I use the Nikon D3500, which works for everything. I do sports photography as well, so it works for my sports photography, it works for the music industry. Really what matters, honestly, is like the lens. The lens is really a big thing, like, when you're taking images.
You have to have different kinds of lens for every different kind of picture that you want to capture, or?
I have a lens for events, behind the scenes, studio session, all that is one lens. Then I have my long lens, which is a 70mm to 300mm, which is more for like my sports photography, and then I also use that for like real detailed images like the chain or just the person's face, or like this weekend I went to to a music festival and there was a lot of artists out there that had, you know, face tattoos. I'm working on a tattoo project like within my photography itself, so it's like face tattoos was one of the main things that I really want to capture. So that lens particularly came in because it's like 70mm is like I could capture just the face alone, like their skin, their color, every detail in their face, including the tattoo itself. So
it's very intricate. Like, how do you balance all of it? Like, what's your secret? Or do you want to reveal the secret now? A lot of people don't want to reveal their secret on how they make the masterpieces. But for somebody that wants to get into taking pictures and the art, like, what would you say would be the go-to?
Always be a student. Don't come in thinking you're a teacher, because if you're not teachable or coachable, then you're never going to get anywhere at all. You might know something, but just listen to somebody that's been doing it for a long period of time, that's in a place where you want to be, and just be coachable. Like, always be a student. Even when you're making 7 figures, still be coachable. Because once you're at 7 figures, yeah, you now want to make 8 figures.
Yeah.
You hit 8 figures, you now want to make 9 figures. So now you've got to find somebody that's making the money that you're making, or in a position where you want to be, and learn from them. So just be coachable. And don't let anybody tell you, you know, about your art. Your vision is your vision. That's all that matters. You see it, they might not see it, but it's not for them to see, it's for you to make them see what you see.
Right. Because art could be subjective.
Facts.
So a lot of people can interpret it a different kind of way.
Facts.
Whereas you see it one way, and it can totally connect.
Like 100,000 other ways. Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of like with music too. Like how, you know, people make music, the story, you can hear a different person, a different kind of way, different emotion.
Exactly.
So most of your stuff is self-taught.
Yeah. I would say self-taught. My bro, Trevor, I learned from him. I moved to Atlanta, lived there for a year, came back to North Carolina, and then it was pretty much whatever he taught me, I just went hard. Like, I've been back probably, it hasn't even been a year since I've been back, and the amount of connects that I've made has been here versus people that's been living here for years and don't even have these connects that I have. So it's really just get out there.
In 2019 though, that's crazy. You just been just running with it.
Yep, I love it. I love it.
So explain your clothing line real quick. Like, what's the clothing line? What's your...
So the clothing brand is called SFL. It's an acronym. It stands for Sneakers and Fashion. Fashion and art I love. Again, I don't really like to say clothing. I like to say art, fashion, brand, because the pieces that I create are more like art pieces, not clothing. You know, clothing is kind of like real simple. It's like just a plain white tee when you think of clothing, but I don't just create clothing, I create art. So you're wearing art, and once you put it on, you're now the masterpiece to the art.
Say that again for the people in the back. Say it again for the people in the back. You gotta say it again for the people in the back.
So I call the fashion pieces art because you know, once that art is put on your body, you're now the individual that's the masterpiece. So. And I only create rugby polos and rain jackets. That's the only thing you're gonna see from my brand. That's kind of where I narrowed it down to: rugby polos and rain jackets. That's it. Nothing else.
So what's your ultimate goal, like when it comes to you taking photos? Like, do you see yourself shooting for like Time magazine or like National Geographic kinda? Do you study those kind of pictures too when it comes to that?
I do. I do. I follow Ebony magazine. I follow Time magazine. Life magazine. A couple of other hip hop, music industry magazines. The biggest thing for me, honestly, this year I've been manifesting it, is for Tiana Taylor to call me and say she wants me to be her personal photographer.
I was just about to ask you that if it was one celebrity who you could...
Yes, Tiana Taylor. Whenever you're ready. I feel like, we're different people, but when I look at her, it's like this is it. Like, she doesn't, you can't tell her how to dress or what to put together when it comes to her fashion. It's like, she puts it together and it's kind of like,
But she actually kind of blends into whatever she does, when it comes to with the art covers and everything like that.
Exactly.
She really just blends in and does become, like you said,
the masterpiece. Exactly. She does it all. She don't do music. She's behind the camera too. So she does it all. You feel me? So Tiana Taylor, I love you.
Tiana Taylor,
I'm
you
here.
see this?
ReneeNeptuneShots.
Absolutely.
So
She's coming for you. So where can people find you?
On my Instagram, you can follow me, ReneeNeptuneShots, RENEE, Neptune like the planet, NEPTUNE, Shots, SHOTS. On my Facebook, it's Renee Neptune.
Awesome. World, you heard it first.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Peace in the hood. Stop the violence. We out.
Be easy.